So today's Friday, and it's my last day of radiation. I already went once this morning, so in a few hours I'm gonna go back and do my very last round of radiation. This is very exciting because I feel like I'm moving forward quickly into this whole transplant thing. After this, I think tomorrow morning I start, 2 different types of chemo, and I think one of them is a chemo that you can sweat out. So I have to sleep with like very loose clothes and no bandages on me, no lotion, no oils, no deodorant, nothing that would hold in sweat or make me sweat. And I can only sleep with a sheet, no blankets. I love sleeping with blankets and feeling cozy with my blankies. But just a sheet for like 2 days. And I have to shower every 8 hours. So back to that. Yeah, showering every 8 hours to get all the sweat off me everywhere. Because if the sweat with the chemo sits on me, it could cause chemical burns. So when I shower, I cannot use soap or lotions and stuff, of course. Just gotta make sure I wash everywhere really good. 3 times a day. Yeah. And then on Sunday or Monday, I start this thing called ATG, which is like something, I don't know if it's a chemo, but it's something that they give me, that they first produced it in a rabbit. And they give it to me. I think it's supposed to like wipe out my immune system or my bone marrow or something. Like all the way. Do that for I don't know how long. At least like 3 days or something. And then yeah, that seems right. Like 3 or 4 days, I think. And then I get a day of rest on Thursday. And then Friday, the 27th, I get the transplant, which seems like this huge thing. And my mom gave so much blood for it, but it's really anticlimactic completely. Because all those bags of blood, they like strained everything out that they don't need, and like so it's gonna be a really small bag like this, and it's gonna be clear liquid instead of blood looking liquid, and it's only gonna take like 15 minutes to go in me. So it's not as dramatic as like what I would think a bone marrow transplant would be like in house, where they do an emergency bone marrow transplant type thing. There's no such thing as an emergency bone marrow transplant. And how he takes this big needle, like it's really long and really thick and hollow, and you jab it into someone's leg and suck out all their marrow, and then you put it into someone else. That's not how it works. Well, actually, I don't really know how a bone marrow transplant works, but I imagine it's something like that. Just less bad, because that's the house interpretation. But, so technically I'm getting a stem cell transplant, but it's like the same thing, just way easier, I think. Less invasive, anyway. The thing to watch out for later, though, is graft versus host disease. So if y'all could be praying for me for that, that would be awesome. And then after the transplant, it's just pretty much recovering for like 3 or 4 weeks in the hospital. And waiting for the new marrow, for the new stem cells to grow and become part of my body, and for my counts to come back up. And then once they are in a not life-threatening range anymore, then I can go home. But I still have to keep a really clean environment at home and wear a mask and not let the animals go in my room, and cannot be around dirt. I can go outside, but I have to wear a mask, and I have to wear sunscreen. I have to wear sunscreen every time I'm in the sun for like 2 years. And then after that, but it's not as serious. But apparently, the sun can cause graft versus host disease. So, gotta be really careful about that. But yeah, so, transplant on the 27th. And then if everything goes well, as in I don't get any viruses or weird things, which I won't. Pray that I won't. Then I will be able to go home on my birthday, maybe. It's kind of scheduled for April 16th or 17th, but my birthday is on the 14th. And the doctor saw that on my calendar today. And he was like, oh, you might be able to go home on your birthday. Which would be the best birthday present. So, yeah.